So getting outside of your regular environment. That might be getting training partners, training outside of the gym, and just changing the style of training that you follow. Not getting stuck in one box. So I'm going to take you through a sample little week here that I've taken my athletes through. On paper or on a whiteboard, some things don't look that hard. You're like, okay, 5 sets of 5 squats and then 5 sets on the prep. It looks really easy. But it's like those simple ones get brutal. And I will sometimes, when I have a quieter group, I'll just jump in with the athletes. Because I know it's going to crush me. Because it's very hard to try to keep up with a 16-year-old when you're like more than twice their age. And I also use it as a test. Don't chill on your face. Push them harder. Like I just force myself into it. I don't give myself the option to, I'll train when they're done and I'll do my own easier workout. So check this workout. This was a little bit different. I tweaked it. They did this for 3 rounds. They did sleds here, down, and back. Then they did walking lunges down, not down and back. They did weighted lunges. So they would do, and every set is different. Dumbbells, kettlebells, 1 kettlebell, sandbag, or sandbag halfway, then the other way halfway. So I switched it. Then they did Bulgarian split squats, which is when your back foot is elevated. So I took them through a leg complex. They were not used to that. They hadn't done that for a long time. So they were crushed, but I knew it was going to make them tougher. I also knew that from a science standpoint, that's not the perfect thing to do. And but I've learned that it doesn't take a 500-pound squat to be a national champion. What I've learned that it takes, you need to be strong, but more than anything is you need to be ready and willing to like handle some hellish shit and to just fight and to win. Our guys, I mean, we've had guys squat over 500 pounds. Maybe 2 guys out of like the 10 years I've been training the athletes. Most kids are squatting like 185, 225. They get stronger for them. But what's more important is that the training is a blend of this science and this hell so that I get this. So that I get this, that you get the mind. And that's kind of what you want to do with your training. Then, they were probably used to us box squatting for a while. So I said, I got to break us out of that. So I said, 1 set, there was a box there. We had a box squat. Then we had a bar on the other one for Zercher squats. Then they'd go to that rack. They had the safety bar set up. Then they hadn't done dumbbell squats. They had to rack the dumbbell or they had to use a sandbag. They squatted 5 by 5, but every squat was different, which took them again outside of their comfort zone. And if you've listened to that interview I did with Joe Sen, he spoke about how Michael Phelps' coach would mess things up for the guy on purpose. He'd like mess up his flight ticket, so he'd be nervous. He'd break his goggles, so he'd swim with the water in the goggles. When everything's perfect, it's like Ivan Drago versus Rocky IV. That's the truth. He had the mental toughness from training in imperfect conditions.